that would do it. There you go. So I would put pillows here, but one picture that looked at an inferior glide, you can get on the table. You could put pillows here to lift this up depending on what you want. If you're going to be here for a while, let's say it's a frozen shoulder, you can get up on the table, but all this is a seated inferior glide. Everything feels the same. You're just, if I'm going to be here for a while, I'm going to get up here and just work on this. Just make sure that you don't push so hard that they start to side bend. Make sure it's actually occurring at the glenohumeral joint. So once again, she's down there, so I could just come up top, but otherwise.
And that's end range for her external?
No, that's for abduction. It's an inferior glide.
Oh, because you're coming up.
So if someone has a real severe restriction and you're going to be doing it for a while, this is a comfortable position to do it rather than, you know, the standing way. So it's just two ways of killing the same bird. All right. Oh, yes. All right, jump up on your back. Hopefully know it from PETA. PETA's going to be out to get this. So good. Long axis posterior glide. So we did a short axis, right? Long axis. Stabilize the scap. Relax this. Direction of force is posterolateral, as always. And we're pushing posterolateral. What am I doing wrong here? What do you think?
Your body's off.
Nice, thank you. She should be moving over to me. Okay. Oh, you're good. That was my fault. So that's a posterior glide for long axis. There's no difference between short axis. It's just another way of doing the same thing. Another way of doing short axis distraction. Scoot over to me for this one. So short axis distraction was this one, right? So we can also do same thing. This is a buttress up here, so this is this way. This is a scooping motion, and we're just doing either oscillations or a sustained hold for our traction.
You're pointed out.
And then, yeah, and I'm not just pulling, I am counter-forced, swooping, so that it's isolated to her glenohumeral joint.
And then is your body weight helping you too? I mean, just not really.
This is just
You're
me
leaning.
in a nice staggered
Yeah.
stance, that's all. Nice neutral back. That's another way of doing distraction. Cool? So now we have a problem. So we assessed AC and SC inferiorly for this, right? That's the motions it's supposed to do. So now we're going to come over here, and maybe we need to place our finger on the AC joint. Now we get into wherever her restriction is. Ah, it hurts there. Great, that's where you're going to hang out. And then we are going to do our glide here. Reassess. Oh, it feels a little better. Go a little further, reassess. Go a little further, reassess. You'll see that it's getting better if it is the source of the problem. Otherwise, it won't get better. Same concept for on the clavicle for the AC joint. We put her in a position, we get on top, and then we glide inferiorly. So the only difference between this technique you just learned is how to position your body to stabilize a painful extremity in the appropriate range for this individual.
She could have pain anywhere between here and 180, and you just would have to stop wherever
Yep.
it is. Okay.
Stop wherever you want. Stabilize. Push. Stabilize. Push. That's just learning what mechanics work for the sized body that you are, sized body that they are.
At what point in your assessment did you realize that the AC?
The functional screen, column 2. Ow, this hurts. Okay, neck's good, scap's good, AC, all these are good. Well, all right, then you said you got hit in the chest. Well, let's try the SC. Down. Oh, that feels a lot better. Great. Let me check the SC. Oh, that is stiff. I can see why. Maybe it's because of all that swelling from when you got hit. Okay, and then we work on the SC. So that's how we go from A to B to C. So that was AC and SC. Same thing. She has a problem reaching backwards, retraction. We're going to stabilize. This one, I like to use my hypothenar eminence, so let's find the SC joint right there. That's the clavicle. Fingers up because she's a female. And we're going to be working towards retraction. I could also have her slide a little bit more. I want you to, so that we can bring the scapula back, and then we just mobilize.
Are you pushing inferior still?
No, that one was
Straight down,
posterior.
yeah, straight
For
down.
retraction, we have to go anterior. We pull forward, and maybe we should bring this up towards the ceiling as we pull forward. So that's for anterior. No, we don't like that one, but how many people have a problem doing this? Not a lot of people. So you're good. Sorry, so that's inferior, posterior, anterior for AC and SC. Good? So it's really just getting used to what direction do I want? This, that, this, and then getting your body in a position to stabilize and go through the motions that you want. Posterior. Actually, while I'm here, let me just do inferior for glenohumeral. Inferior glenohumeral, that's for this motion, that's for this motion, right? So we assessed it here. This is her open pack position, loose pack, great. But her problem is up there. So we can do, now I can pull with my body, stay in the joint, and now I'm pushing infero lateral. And I also expect, because we're doing that structural differentiation, I expect this capsule to be tighter or, you know, more restricted, more firm than the loose pack position. But it should be not asymmetrical, and it shouldn't be very restricted. It should still have some give to it. If this feels like a rock wall now, brick wall, then we need to, you know, that's stiff and we need to mobilize up here. And then we can work towards whatever range we need to work. You can also come in here. See how my body mechanics are still sound, there's still traction, there's still a directional glide. It's just a matter of what position makes her comfortable and makes me comfortable and allows me to move freely. And that just takes practice. And then you're just feeling for, okay, that feels a lot more stiff than this neutral one. And that's why we care, because if it's more stiff, excessively more stiff, that may be the source of the problem. That's inferior, posterior. This is for internal rotation, this is for external rotation.